You might think dehydration is something that only happens after running a marathon or spending too much time in the sun. But for older adults, it's a sneaky problem that can happen quietly, with little warning. Unlike in younger people, dehydration in seniors often doesn't show up with extreme thirst or obvious symptoms. Instead, it can come with subtle signs that are easy to miss until they become serious. Our bodies are made up of mostly water, and that balance plays a big role in how everything functions. It helps regulate temperature, cushion joints, transport nutrients, and flush out waste. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at holding on to water. We lose muscle mass, which naturally holds more water, and our sense of thirst becomes weaker. That means older adults might not feel thirsty even when their bodies are crying out for hydration. Let's start with one of the most overlooked signs of dehydration: fatigue. If you're feeling tired or sluggish for no apparent reason, and you didn't sleep poorly or do anything exhausting, dehydration could be the culprit. When your body lacks water, it has to work harder to perform everyday functions, making you feel more worn out than usual. Another early signal is confusion or difficulty concentrating. This one's especially concerning because it often gets confused with age-related cognitive decline or early dementia. If a senior suddenly seems forgetful, disoriented, or is having trouble focusing, don't jump to conclusions right away. It could be something as simple and treatable as mild dehydration. Dry mouth and cracked lips are classic signs, but they don't always show up first. A more subtle version of this is feeling like your mouth is coated or sticky, or that your breath smells different. Saliva production drops when the body is dehydrated, which not only causes discomfort, but can also lead to more cavities and oral infections over time. Watch out for dizziness or lightheadedness, especially when standing up. If you or someone you care for gets up and suddenly feels the room spin or needs to grab onto furniture to steady themselves, dehydration could be to blame. This is dangerous because it increases the risk of falls, which can have serious consequences in older adults. Headaches are another quiet sign. Your brain is surrounded by a layer of fluid that protects it and keeps it stable inside your skull. When you're dehydrated, that cushion shrinks, and the result can be a pounding headache. If you start to get more frequent headaches and can't pinpoint a cause, try increasing your water intake. Another common but underestimated symptom is muscle cramps. Dehydration messes with the balance of electrolytes in your system, especially sodium and potassium, which are essential for muscle function. So if your legs or arms are cramping more often, especially at night, dehydration might be at play. A big red flag is a sudden drop in blood pressure. If someone stands up and their blood pressure falls, making them dizzy or faint, that's a dangerous sign. Dehydration causes your blood volume to shrink, which affects circulation and can lower your pressure in a snap. This isn't something to ignore, especially if it happens repeatedly. Now let's talk about urine. This is one of the easiest ways to spot dehydration, but it often goes unnoticed. If urine is dark yellow or amber, and you're not going often during the day, it's a signal your body needs more water. Healthy urine should be light in color, almost pale yellow. And if there's a strong odor, that's another sign that the body is trying to conserve fluids. Another clue? Constipation. Water helps move things along in your digestive system. If there's not enough of it, Your intestines will pull water from the stool, making it harder and more difficult to pass. That can cause bloating, discomfort, and strain during bowel movements. If this starts happening more often, it could be linked to hydration. Changes in skin elasticity can also reveal a problem. Gently pinch the skin on the back of your hand. In a well-hydrated person, it snaps back quickly. If it stays raised or moves slowly, that's a sign of reduced fluid levels. This is known as a skin turgor test, and while it's not perfect, it can be a helpful visual clue. Irritability or mood changes can also be part of the picture. Dehydration doesn't just affect the body, it messes with the brain's ability to regulate mood. Seniors who are normally calm may become unusually snappy or emotional when they're not properly hydrated. If you notice a change in temperament, consider offering a glass of water before assuming anything else is wrong. One surprising effect of dehydration in older adults is difficulty walking or maintaining balance. It's not just about being dizzy. Even a slight fluid imbalance can affect coordination and reaction time, making everyday tasks like walking to the bathroom or cooking a meal more hazardous. If you or someone you care for has kidney problems or takes medications like diuretics, blood pressure pills, or laxatives, they may be more vulnerable to dehydration. These medications can pull extra water from the body or reduce the body's ability to retain it. That's why it's important to discuss fluid needs with a doctor, especially when taking multiple medications. Another factor that complicates things is that many older adults intentionally limit their fluid intake to avoid going to the bathroom frequently, especially at night. But holding back on water can create a dangerous cycle, leading to more bladder issues and even urinary tract infections. UTIs themselves can sometimes be the only noticeable sign that someone is dehydrated. In seniors, a urinary tract infection may not come with pain or fever like it would in younger people. Instead, it might cause confusion, restlessness, or even hallucinations. That's why staying hydrated is a key part of preventing UTIs in older adults. You might also notice reduced sweating, even in warm weather. This is a more severe symptom. When your body doesn't have enough fluid to spare, it stops sweating, which can lead to overheating. That's especially dangerous for older people who are more susceptible to heat-related illnesses. If dehydration continues or worsens, it can lead to serious complications, including kidney failure, seizures, or even hypovolemic shock, which is a life-threatening condition caused by low blood volume. This is why paying attention to early silent signs is so important. So, how can you make sure you or someone you care about stays hydrated? The most obvious answer is to drink more fluids, but it doesn't always have to be water. Herbal teas, broths, milk, and even some fruits and vegetables like cucumbers, oranges, and watermelon are great sources of hydration. Avoid too much caffeine or alcohol, as they can have a diuretic effect. Keep water accessible. Sometimes people don't drink simply because it's out of reach or they forget. Using reminder apps, setting alarms, or even keeping a filled water bottle in sight can help. If swallowing is difficult, small sips through a straw can make a big difference. And if someone resists drinking plain water, add a splash of juice or use flavor drops to make it more appealing. Hydration is not just about preventing discomfort. It's about protecting the brain, the heart, the kidneys, and every other system in the body. And for older adults, Where dehydration can hide behind confusing symptoms, staying ahead of it is a powerful act of prevention. So, take a moment today. Drink a glass of water. Offer one to someone else. And remember, the body is talking, even when it whispers. We just have to listen closely.